Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. I am Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is John McTavish. How you doing, John?
It's great, man. We're doing a twofer tonight.
That's
Rare
right.
twofer.
Right. So tonight we're talking about the Gurkha Real Toro. It's more of a Toro Extra, 6-inch by 54 ring gauge. Comes out of the Las Lavas factory in the Dominican Republic. The wrapper is Ecuadorian Connecticut. Binder is Dominican Olor. Filler is Dominican Criollo 98 Ligero, Criollo 98 Seco, and Nicaraguan Seco. Price point is $8.50, and the cigar was released in July of 2019. So with all that out of the way, John, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Man, I'm really torn because, we smoked this a little while ago, and I was going through my notes, and I'm like, it's so funny because when you read the notes, I'm like, first of all, I rated it average, which I think was fair, but like I'm going through my notes, I'm like, yeah, it presents like, so like if they were aiming to blend a sort of more traditional Connecticut, then I think they accomplished that.
Mhm.
Because it's got a lot of notes of like sweet bread, wood, hay. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's what a, really traditional Connecticut is. And if you can pull that off with an Ecuadorian Connecticut, that's great because, you're saving $2-3 because you don't have to buy Connecticut. But at the same time, I'm like, the problem with that is that there's lots of traditional Connecticut's out there. So I was like, I'm reviewing it. I'm like, it's pleasant. It's fine. There's nothing technically wrong with it except for the last third, which was kind of unbalanced. But I've smoked dozens of cigars that taste just like this.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. But as I'm smoking, I'm going, well, it's Connecticut and tastes like a Connecticut, tastes like a dozen other Connecticut's. So
Yeah.
for me, average construction was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Burn was perfect. Draw was perfect. So it had that going for it. What was your experience like?
Yeah, I thought the cigar had an interesting combination of flavors to begin, but overall it was a bit average. Kind of maintained that level into the final third when some components dropped out and some char joined in and built up. Um, it was a fairly easy smoking experience for the first two thirds. Something that's pretty easily approachable to new and casual smokers. But the final third was a bit of a downer. Kind of the profile fell off, and
Huh.
it wasn't really all that pleasant for me.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah. I also had some burn issues in
Oh,
both the first and the second third. I had to do kind of a major touch up and a relight. So that's kind of where you and I differed on the cigar. Otherwise, we were dead even on the flavor profile. It was just kind of a construction thing. That was it.
hmm.
But it's got an attractive price point. I think if I didn't have the burn issues, it's a fine, like you said, it's like any
It's
other number of
fine
Connecticut
Connecticut.
shades.
Yep.
It's no, this is sometimes Gurkha gets a bad rap for stuff, but like a cigar like
Cricket
this
gets a bad rap a lot, I
at
think.
this price point, there's nothing wrong with this cigar kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
This is
Um,
exactly where most Connecticut's are in the marketplace. And
yep,
in fact, it might even be a buck cheaper than a lot of Connecticut's. So,
exactly.
yeah.
All right, so into the scores. Start at the top with John. You gave it a 5.40. I gave it a 4.85. So how'd that 5.4 match up for you?
Yeah, it matches up well. I think it would have been up in the 5.7s if it wasn't for that last third you mentioned. I didn't really get into it, but yeah, it just became kind of unbalanced. There's some harshness and bitterness that came through, which made it unpleasant. But like you said, the price point's attractive. So, I wouldn't smoke this again, but I wouldn't hesitate to give this to a new smoker and or someone who really gravitated towards Connecticut. Says, hey, try this.
Yep. Yeah, my 4.85 matches up. Same flavor profile that John had. Just I had some burn issues. That were
That's
a bit of a bummer.
That's so wacky. I mean,
So
like I was even as a smoky, and I put in my notes just for people who care, as like I had a 2-inch ash going. I'm like, if you want to do a long ash competition, this might. So it's funny that like, I had like top notch burn and you had
yeah,
crap
yeah.
burn.
So maybe there's a little bit
What are
of
you gonna do?
variety in what you'll get out of a box or something like that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the Ecuadorian Connecticut shades kind of fit in this wheelhouse, I guess. So
Yep.
if you get one that burns well, you'll probably have a good time for 850. I mean, if that's kind of where your focus is in those that Ecuadorian Connecticut shade kind of profile. So,
Yeah.
final thoughts from you on this cigar?
I thought it was a decent looking enough cigar. We didn't really talk about the prelate too much, but double banded, which is, pretty good for 850. Wrapper looked good. Like I said, for I think for an Ecuador in Connecticut, it's pretty decent value. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I
Yeah, I'd
got.
agree. I mean, yeah, I got interesting aroma from the foot. I got like a beef jerky like meatiness from it, and that's not something have. I don't think I've ever gotten that before. So it was just interesting to kind of pick that up. I was like,
Yeah,
if this is any indication of what it's going to smoke like, I'm in. If you can get a cigar to smoke like beef
beef
jerky,
jerky.
I'm in. But that's
I
a
just got sweet tobacco mildwood and barnyard, so no
yeah.
beef jerky for me, unfortunately.
All right. If you just get to this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on social media channels, and you catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Keeping it real.